Howdy folks, happy new year. It's officially 2026, which is crazy. I feel like 2025 went by so fast, especially the later half. That was like a blur, basically. Today's video is my 5 stars of 2025. I'm so excited. I have a bunch here. I actually had more than I really thought I did, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. The first 5-star that I have, I think this is relatively in order from beginning to end of the year. Relatively. So the first 5-star is Winter by Marissa Meyer. It's the last book in the Lunar Chronicles series. So I can't really say a whole lot because that's kind of big spoilers throughout the entire series. But the Lunar Chronicles is Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, and Winter. And it all comes together and wraps up really nicely in this book, and I just really enjoyed it. The next book is Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. I can never remember which book is which because they all kind of sound the same. It was just another great book by Heather Fawcett, and I love the banter between Wendell and what's her name? Oh, Emily? Am I dumb? I think I'm a little dumb. So yeah, Emily and Wendell are so cute, and then it's just so fun. Emily is trying to prove herself in the fairy, it's like news, I don't know, she's like a writer, and she writes about fairies, and like nobody believes her, and so she's trying to prove herself, and it's just so fun and good. I love it. I'm excited to read the 3rd book. I haven't yet. I started it, I just couldn't get into it at the time, but I'm really excited to finish. Next is Clockwork Princess. So I don't have that book, but I have Clockwork Angel. I liked the first one a lot, and then the second one was not my favorite, and then the third one, it was so good. It made me cry like 3 times. It was crazy. I loved that ending. It was different, way different than I was expecting, but it was so good. I loved it. It worked out very nicely. So I can't really say a whole lot because it's the last book in this series, but it's Tessa and the Shadowhunters, and they're facing a new danger, and it's really good. Next is No Place Left to Hide by Megan Lally. I just found out a new book of hers is coming out in March, right after my birthday, and I was so excited to get it. So this is about a party girl. I've talked about it before, I know this, but it's about a party girl, and she has something to hide, and she's being threatened and stalked, and we don't know what it is yet, but we find out gradually throughout the whole thing. It's pretty good. I very much enjoy Megan Lally's thrillers. They're all YA. Also, all of these were YA. All of these were YA except Clockwork Angel, the whole series. It has a little tiny bit of spice, but it's mainly closed door, but it happens, so. But the rest of them are completely spice free. This one, it doesn't really have a romance, so it's spice free, obviously. But yeah, I love Megan Lally. I think she's gonna be like an auto-buy author. I think this is her 2nd book, and she's gonna come out with the 3rd soon, and I'm very happy. I have 2 exciting book releases in March. Haley Pham's Just Friends and Megan Lally's new book. I forgot what it was titled. It was like How We Survived, or What We Did to Survive, or something like that. Next is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. If you haven't heard about this yet, I don't know what to tell you, but it's about 2 cancer patients and they fall in love, and it's sad. That's basically all you need to know. So it's also got a spice scene, but it's like mainly closed door, but it's like it talks about it a little, and it alludes to things, and it happens, but it's mainly fade to black, kind of. But it does happen, so. I really liked that book. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. The next book was a reread. It was Nora Goes Off Script, but I guess it was an audiobook, so it wasn't a read, but like, who cares? It's by Annabelle Monaghan, or Monaghan. I've heard differences of how they say that, but I'm just gonna go with Monaghan or something. So, Nora's a screenwriter. She writes a amazing hit of her failed love story when her husband leaves her. It gets picked up to be a movie, and they want to film it at her cottage, or her, I don't know what it is, but it's her cozy house. And she meets the cast member of the guy. I think she switched the roles, so the woman is the horrible person that left instead of the man. So the man she met, and they kind of fall in love, and it was really good, and I loved it, and I loved it more the second time. So that is an adult romance that has a little bit of spice, but it's mainly alluded to, but it does have a spice scene or two. I don't remember. I think it was like one, but it's mainly alluded to. It wasn't like a explicit scene. Next is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. My best friend recommended this to me, and it took me a while to read it, but it took me a while to start reading it. And then I read it and I loved it so much, and I can't wait to read the second book. I need to do that this year, but it's just so chunky and I haven't been in the mood to read it yet, but I really need to read it, especially because I'm borrowing that book from her. Whoops. But yeah, love this. It's about 6 thieves and like misfits that wouldn't normally get along, or it's just like a bunch of random people from different places that you don't normally see together, and they are all together to perform an impossible heist, or like something that's never been done before and whatnot. And the found family in this is so good, and I love it. It's a YA fantasy, no spice. There is a little plot of romance, little, don't expect it to be the main thing, and it's really good. The next one is also a reread. I don't have it with me, but it's The Maze Runner. This is the 3rd book. The Maze Runner is just so good. It's about Thomas. He wakes up in a weird box, and then it opens up into a weird closed off, like it's outside, but they've got huge walls around them. And he doesn't remember his name yet. Well, he might. I don't remember how quickly he remembers his name, but he doesn't remember anything else, and he comes out of this box to see a bunch of other random boys, and they're kind of weird. They're talking with like almost a different language, but it's still English. He doesn't know what's going on, but he finds out that they are in the middle of a giant maze, and the walls open up during the day, and people run into them to try and map the maze. And then they try and get out before nighttime because the walls close. It's so good. You have to read it. It's YA, like sci-fi? Not sure. No, not sci-fi. It's like dystopian. That's the word. I think it's dystopian. It's so good. The next book is Fahrenheit 451. This is a classic novel. It's a world that's similar to Earth, but it's like oddly different, but also very oddly similar to, especially to our world nowadays. It's about where it's a time where books are banned and they're all being burned, and firemen, instead of putting out fires, they start the fires to burn the books. And if you get caught with them, you might get burned with the books. And it's also about where nobody thinks for themselves. They all only think what they're told to think. So it's very interesting. My copy had a whole bunch of history stuff at the end, and I kind of want to read it, but I haven't yet. But I gave that one a 5-star. Second to last is Memory Lane by Becky Wade. It's a Christian adult romance. Thank you for that, Thomas. So the main girl, I think her name's Remy or something, or Remy, but she finds a man swimming in the ocean, and she's like, not a lifeguard, but she's like kind of a lifeguard for the ocean. And she sees him, and she goes out and saves him, and then he lost all of his memory, has no idea what's going on, no idea why he was out in the ocean, and he's pretty hurt. And so she nurses him back to health, and it's a cute little romance and mystery because they're trying to find out who he was, who he is, and what he was doing. And it's really fun, and I gave that a 5-star. And it's a series. It's like interconnected standalone, but there's 3 books, I think, and I've read the first 2. And both of them were really good, but I didn't give the second one a 5-star because the first one was just better. It's adult Christian romance and has no spice. So, love that. Last, but definitely not least, probably my top tier favorite this year, is Lovely War by Julie Berry. This is a historical fiction with mythology and romance. It was so good. I loved it so much, and I was perfectly in the mood when I started reading it. It's funny because we went on a road trip, and I started reading a different book, a thriller, And I was like, ain't no way, this is not for me. And I put it down and I started reading this one. I brought 2 books just in case, which is so perfect. And I started reading this and loved it. And I read 100 pages in the car, which is a lot for me because I don't usually read that much in one sitting. And I loved it so much. It's like 400 pages long, so that was not even half the book. But yeah, this is about Hazel, James, Aubrey, and Colette. And it starts out with Aphrodite telling Hephaestus and Ares a story about Hazel and James meeting, and then it goes throughout the whole thing, and it's during the war, so Ares tells his side of the war story, and it's just so fun and interesting and different than I've read before. And I think this might stem a new thing of me reading historical fiction because I liked it so much, but it could have just also been the romance. So I'm gonna try and start reading a little bit of historical fiction and see if I like it, because I liked this one. It had so many plot twists, kind of. It wasn't like thrillery or mystery, whatever, but it had so many twists and turns, and I loved it so much. And it was just so good. So I recommend this. If anything you take away from this, I think you should read this book. It's also cute and pink, and I'm also pink today. I don't know if you can see my pants, but they're pink. But yeah. That is the last book of my 5 stars. Ta-da! I love these books. These are my favorites of this past year. I would say out of all of them, my top 3 or 4 would be Lovely War's the top, Six with Crows, Clockwork Princess, and Fahrenheit 451. That was a really interesting read, and it got me thinking, and I really liked it, so I would say that's one of my tops. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Recommend me any and tell me if you've read any of these. Tell me your top favorite 5-star of the year of 2025, I mean. And yeah, come back next time. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Ah! No! My favorite books are falling everywhere. Cheers!